watermelon, muskmelon, cantaloupe, honeydew, or the pomegranate, which are really in season. So if you listen to the what's growing in the season and follow that, that itself is enough. But these are all cooling. So please make sure you use enough of that to cool the body. With the fruit, vegetables, what I want you to focus on is that, like cucumber cools the body, spinach, whether it's Malabar spinach, it's even much better than the spinach is Malabar spinach, which is available at most of the Indian store or some of the Chinese store. And of course, asparagus, zucchini, all of these beets are wonderful cooling vegetables that I want you to incorporate in your summer. And when we are talking about the spices and herbs that can cool the body, are like, cilantro, which is nothing but coriander leaves. Coriander seed itself is a wonderful cooling spice that you can use in making teas or in your spices for cooking. Please use extra of coriander. Our next one is fennel. Fennel is also very good cooling, whether it's for good for digestion, but use in your herb teas, cooking with the khichdi, use plenty of fennel. The whole fennel, fennel seed, fennel bulb, the whole part of the plant, please use that. And the next thing that I want you to focus is dill. It's the same family as fennel, which is also very cooling. The next one is the same family again, is the licorice. All of these are very good for digestion. At the same time, it is also very cooling. Now, today what I want you to focus on is that if you want to add heating spices, how do you balance it in a hot summer day? So for that, what I have done is that to teach you, I have taken some of the heating spices and also balance it with other cooling ingredients so that you have a yummy dish. At the same time, it is balancing with all the 6 tastes. It improves the digestion. So what I'm going to teach today is that, can you go back to the next, yes. This slide is olive garlic chutney is what I'm going to teach you. It's a very yummy, very tasty, very flavorful recipe. Just by reading olive and garlic, your mouth must be watering right now. Without any doubt, even when you eat it, it's amazing. Please give it a try. So in this one, I'm using the grated coconut. I always recommend using the whole coconut because with the coconut, you are getting a whole lot of, with milk, you're also getting a whole lot of fiber, which is ideal for getting rid of the cholesterol from the body and all. Sometimes to make our life easy, people would like to buy the canned coconut milk, which is very harmful, which is a saturated fat. I would always use the whole coconut with the whole fiber in it. In this 1 whole cup of coconut, if you may, squeeze juice out of it, less than a 1/4 cup of juice is what you get. Which this chutney you can use for 10 to 12 people for a meal. So I'm going to be using a grated coconut today. The next ingredient is the green olives. I have 16 green olives today. I have divided into half, and I have a half in for ready for grinding, and then half for crunchy mixing in the chutney. So that way, people who like to get the bite when they are eating it, so divide that into half and then keep half for adding on top. And then the next ingredient is red chili. I use this red chili, which is Kashmiri chili, which will be, it's not as hot as other shorter chilies, but it is very flavorful. And then the next ingredient is garlic, of course, salt, coconut oil. I have already used the coconut oil for roasting the chili, so that it will make it very quick, the recipe demonstration. And next ingredient is hot water and then curry leaves. The reason that I use hot water is that coconut, because to keep it fresh, we refrigerate it. To grind the coconut, you need to have a little bit of warm water. Otherwise, it becomes very hard. It won't come out very nice. The other two ingredients is garlic. As you know, garlic is very heating. Olive is also heating. So to balance the heat of the garlic, chili, and olive, I have used coconut. And then the other ingredient I'm using it is cilantro. Cilantro is the coriander leaves. Is very cooling. It's ideal to cool the body and also to do the detox. It's a very good detox. And this time, to balance all 6 different tastes, I'm adding the curry leaves. Curry leaves are, whether it is amazing for diabetes, it is also very good for hair, nail, and skin. So I'm using, and it's a bitter one. Curry leaves is the family of neem. It is bitter, but it's slightly warming. I'm using curry leaves instead of just using it as a flavoring in oil and give tadka in most of the Indian recipes. I want to just grind it so that you don't have to keep it out. So are you all ready for a demonstration? Here in blender jar, I'm going to add, can you see?
You can see very well. Yeah, it's
Okay.
very clear. Yes.
Okay. So I'm adding the 1 cup of coconut. And then I'm going to add the green chili, red chilies. The half of the olives. And the curry leaves. And of course, 3 garlic. I'm going to use 1 cup of hot water. So within 2 minutes, your chutney is ready. As simple as that. I have done it in front of you. Now you can just open it and you can add the olives directly in it. And then add about 2 tablespoons of Can you see the chutney? Is it, can you
It's
see
very
the chutney?
visible. Yes, it is visible. Yeah.
Okay, as simple as that. This is, and then you can add a little bit of salt according to the taste. Yeah, and then mix it. So the chutney is ready, as simple as that. So enjoy it, and then because of the coconut is so cooling and cilantro is so cooling, so 1 teaspoon of adding this chutney in your day-to-day meal will enhance your digestive ability. During the COVID days, now everybody's into improving their immune system, keeping your immune system boosted so that you can fight anything that is going around you. This chutney is amazing. When you are taking all the herbs, you are taking all the vitamins to keep your immune system boosting, very important is that whatever you are taking, you have to digest it, you have to absorb it. That is very important. That is the reason I recommended this chutney, because all the ingredient in this chutney is so helpful in digestion, including the adding the immune boosting capacity. It is also very digestive, so please try it. And just to introduce myself, I am Gayatri Shanbag. Can you show me the other slide about the clinic, Somji?
Yeah.
So I have been practicing Ayurvedic nutrition for last 30 years. We have an Ayurvedic clinic with my husband, Ayurvedic doctor. We've been practicing Ayurveda for last 30 years. We have 6 integrative healthcare experts that we work together. As primary care doctors, we we use advanced diagnostics and also clinically proven herbal medicine, and also the important thing that we follow is that lifestyle modification and diet. Diet is what takes you long, long road. So please follow other classes and join in. If you have any questions, I will stick around and answer your questions later. Thank you.
Thank you, Gayatri. Let's listen to Anita, who's been one of the founding team members of South Asia Heart Center. So she carries a lot of experience, and she's going to present a very different perspective. But, it was a wonderful, wonderful listening to you, Gayatri. It was absolutely, you're pouring your heart into the chutney, and I'm sure all our participants are going to go back and start following to you. And I think you got the recipe also. She has been very generously giving it out. So if you have any questions, put them in the chat box for Gayatri. And Anita, we'll start with your session. And of course, here what's basically some of the focus area in terms of dietary practices, the plate method and so on, which the South Asia Heart Center has been practicing for a while. So go ahead and I will start sharing your slides as well. Yeah, so over to you, Anita. Anita, you need to be muted.
Okay. Thank you. Sorry about that. Thank you, Somji. If you could start the slides, then
I will. Yeah.
Hello, everybody. My name is Anita Sathe, and I am a chairperson of a coaching program at South Asian Heart Center for last 14 years. And I would like to talk to you about center's approach about diet. When we say diet, often, people feel that it's restrictive or, okay, it's more about what I cannot eat. But diet is really about food that you eat to nourish your body. So our nutrition statement talks about, our nutrition philosophy is to eat more high fiber plant-based meals and less of refined carbohydrates, animal fats, and processed foods. And sugary drinks and fried snacks, it's best if you don't eat it, but if you have to, keep it minimum. Next, I would like to talk to you about the plate method. Some of you may have seen the USDA plate method, which includes the typical, no, the previous one is better. Okay, thank you, Somji. So we have created our own plate, Indian plate here, where what we are trying to show here is half of the plate would be the color-rich, non-starchy vegetables. You start with a 9-inch plate first. Half of the plate is color-rich, non-starchy vegetables. 1/4 of a plate is whole intact grains, and the other 1/4 of the plate is any source of protein, which could be dal, it could be yogurt, it could be paneer, or it could be legumes, sprouts, or some, if people are non-vegetarian, they could include the meats that they are eating in that portion. We have made it very simple visual of how to framework to plate your food. Eat foods you enjoy without following a specific diet. Sometimes what happens is when people take a certain kind of diet, they stick with the diet for some time, but after a while, then it becomes very difficult to follow a specific, any extreme diet. So we work with people with the foods that they like, and then we work with people and work with them to learn to eat in that plate method portion. So with that, what it means is with 1 serving of rice or 1 6-inch chapati, to eat at least 2 cups of cooked 1 cup of cooked vegetable, or if it is salad, raw chopped salad, then 2 cups, and then a 1/4 plate, like 2/3 cup of dal. Can we go to the next slide, Somji?
Yes.
These are some of the pictures we have taken that our participants share with us. On to the very left side, if you see, that's a very traditional Indian meal where you see 2 sabjis, half of the pita bread, and then 1 katori of dal. In the center, you will see idli sambar and some vegetables. So often people feel, oh, is eating idli sambar bad? So that's not the case, right? Whatever foods we like, we can still put it in the plate method proportion, and then that will help you to reduce your risk. So here you see 2 idlis, you see a katori full of sambar, and then we would encourage people to add more vegetables, sambar to be rich in vegetables, and then again another side of vegetables. So then that becomes like a good plate. And then on the left-hand side, you see that there is a starchy vegetable picture. There are too many pictures, but on the rightmost left one here, it says that that has like a starchy vegetable, sweet potato, some dish made of that. So that starchy vegetable is actually replacing a grain. Then you see the vegetables on left of that, and in that katori, mango-shaped katori, you see some cottage cheese mixed with vegetables, mint, and some fruits. So again, whatever food you like, think of it as putting it in the plate method, and you will always eat vegetables more than grains. Can we go to the next slide, Song? So let's see, plate method we have already talked about, and we have simplified our diet into a mantra and a goal. Our mantra is to eat more greens than grains. So as you can see in plate method, greens double the amount of grain is what our mantra says. And then secondly, we have come up with a very easy to remember formula for everybody. We say, just remember the numbers 0, 1, 2, 1, 2 or 0, 1, 2, 12. Most of the times we work with people focusing on what to eat rather than what not to eat. That way it becomes really a positive experience for them. The only one thing that we work with people on not to eat is sugary beverages. When we are adding sugar or sugar substitute to tea and coffee, often people tend to drink their tea and coffee multiple times a day, and it doesn't limit to just that 1 teaspoon of sugar once in the morning, but it happens multiple times a day. Also, when you are drinking sugary drinks, the glucose spike goes up pretty quickly. So we encourage people to stop adding sugar or sugar substitute, or if they cannot do that, then at least limiting the intake. And then other one is the 1 fistful of fruit per day. So we are all born with our own cups, because often sometimes people cannot relate to a cup size. So if you can use your fist and then do the loosely closed fist and look at the volume of the fist, like wrist upwards, that's like 1 fistful of fruit every day, 2 fistful of vegetables every day, and that's a minimum. The more vegetable you eat, you are getting more very high nutrients through the vegetables, and it will help you to improve your risk markers. But at the bare minimum, we encourage people to eat 2 fist sizes of vegetables and 12 nuts. Next slide. So South Asian Heart Center, along with the diet, our platform is we have created a unique acronym we call it MEDS. And this MEDS is not medication, but it's more about lifestyle. And this is a structured platform. M stands for meditation, and mantra for meditation is daily practice of restful alertness. E stands for exercise. So when we think about exercise, think about doing regular exercise first, then varied, and then vigorous. For diet, as I told you before, the mantra is more greens than grains. And for sleep, we say routine of restful sleep. So having that sleep routine is equally important. If you would like any more information about the center, here is the website, www.southasianheartcenter.org, or you can connect with us to ask any question at sahc@elcaminohealth.org. And at the end, I'll just share a little bit about the South Asian Heart Center. South Asian Heart Center was formed 14 years back as a nonprofit organization as a part of El Camino Health in Mountain View, with a mission to stop diabetes and heart attacks. We are funded via grants, donations, and participant fees. So far, 9,000 participants have connected with us and have gone through our one-year coaching program, and worked on improving the risk markers. We follow up with all our 9,000 participants every year thereafter, after the first 1 year. Thank you.
Thank you, Anita. That was a good exposition of how to eat. So we had some great exposition on the chutney and some of the great nutrients that came along with it. And this is interesting to see how we should eat and how should we distribute, different items and basically some of the practices plus the meds. So that was very useful. Please put your questions in the chat box and we'll start with the questions very soon. So without much ado, I would request Veena Uttarwar to present us something which she's also going to surprise us. She has something, worked out and she's going to talk about that. So over to you, Veena, and I'll also show some pictures of what you are up to so that our participants get a flavor of, those items. So let me go ahead and do that. Wow, that looks very interesting. Yeah, so go ahead, Veena.
Hold on one second.
Yeah.
Thank you, Anita. Thank you, Gayatri. It has been a nice chutney recipe, Gayatri and Anita. I learned more about your organization today, and we all agree. No matter what, Gayatri represents the Ayurveda, and then you're doing your organization is more towards the diabetes, and I'm a holistic nutritionist. But we all are in a similar boat. Only thing, it all depends on the client, what they want to do, and we all help in a similar way. And I focus more on anti-inflammatory diet from the beginning of this organization, this journey here. Today, the theme was like summer and the seasonal, that what we can do, everybody has different things. And with COVID, we need to be careful. So, and summer is picnic time with COVID. So we have to be careful to go out. So I was thinking picnic is such a, pleasure thing. If we cannot go out, we can go to the balcony or backyards, or, if it is allowed to park or beach, it's so much fun. And for the Indo-Americans, chaat is the most favorite dish, picnic dish. So generic chaat has quite a bit of high carbs and fat. That's why I came up with this. I call it a chaat bowl. Generic chaat almost might have like 250 to 300 calories, out of which 50% of the calories is from fat and 35% of it is from carbs, and very little protein and less fiber too. So modification, I did this, and it has all inflammatory ingredients such as wheat, dairy, and hydrogenated oils. So when you make it at home, it's always it's easier to convert into a healthier dish. So this is my recipe that I wanted to share, and this is modified version of, and it's very tasty and nutritious, and of course it's anti-inflammatory. And I call this as a chaat bowl. So you take a whole romaine lettuce, lettuce leaf, like 4 to 6 inches. Sometimes they come in the big ones, long big ones, but you try to find a little smaller size, so it converts. It's like a taco. You can think like a taco too. So you just use that and add like steamed sprouted mung, and then add air fried sweet potato. I air fry sweet potato, shredded sweet potato with olive oil, and to give a crunch. Instead of, I used in the picture, there is a shave or a bhel mix, because I didn't not have a sweet potato to make a picture. So I have a murmura and the bhel mix, but I would rather have the sweet potato crunch. That really tastes very good.
So
and
you mentioned a little an alternative for the little well mix. What would be that alternative?
I'm sorry?
You mentioned that for the little bell mix, an alternative is better.
Alternative is air fried, shredded sweet potato. So with sweet potato, you shred it and you put a little bit olive oil on it and air fry them.
Okay.
So they become crunchy, and then you can add in place of shave and the bale mix.
So that's even more healthier.
Yes, of course, yeah. And but the store-bought shave and the murmura, they have a hydrogenated oils, so that is not good. That really generally, if we go towards fats, it gets imbalanced, like omega, like sixes and all that. Even if you use the good oils, you get a little bit of imbalance in oil ratios, the fat ratios. Sorry.
Right.
Yeah. So you add like a layer of plant-based yogurt, and then add a date and tamarind chutney, and make sure you don't add sugar to these chutneys. If you have to, then use there is a monk sugar or the coconut sugar. Those are the preferable sugar than a white sugar or the brown sugar and stuff like that. And then add some spicy green chutney, and then top it with the pumpkin seeds and the peanuts, and some peanuts, and peanuts also you have to watch out for the fat content. So allow maybe 8 to 10 pieces or something like that. And then for this small this chat, the simple cup of chat bowl, you can, if kids like variety, or we like the variety also, not all the time you want chat, but you can convert that into a Mexican tacos. So you can just add black beans and the same sweet potatoes, and then plant-based yogurt and avocado salsa. Or if you want to make it Mediterranean, like more, if you want to use Gayatri's chutney, then you can just add falafel balls, and then, or falafel balls are fatty. So you can add spiced cooked chickpeas, and then tahini sauce and red chili sauce and yogurt, and, and then, you have a new chutney also. I am going to try that with Gayatri's chutney too, to this lettuce bowl. So, and then I always make sure I add more vegetables, at least 3 colors vegetable. My rule of thumb is 3 vegetables, like the greens and the roots and the crunchy vegetables. So I make sure I get those vegetables in these bowls, or eat it sideways, or eat it as a juice or something, but include those vegetables with it. So, but just having this, the lotus wrap, the bowl, almost when I used almost 1 cup of sprouted mung, I went up to almost 300 calories. So it could be, even close to dinner. You can eat it as a dinner too, if it is, maybe you can have 2 of them, because it's quite a bit of a proportionally fat and the protein and the carbs is quite balanced, and it's rich in fiber too. And it has a probiotic. It has omegas from olive oil. It has vitamin C and zinc from pumpkin seeds, and plenty of fiber. And it's quite hydrating for summer. So simple small modifications can make a big difference and to create balanced and nutritional meals. So stay safe, stay healthy, and enjoy summer picnics with these chats. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Veena. This is very, very interesting. And what's more interesting is the fact that, you also told the substitute, if you want to make a Mediterranean one or you want to make a Mexican one, how to go about doing that in a healthier way, right? So that's very useful. So requesting all of you to put your questions. We can see some questions coming in. So we'll pose those questions. And there are a couple of questions which I would request somebody to straight away, ask, us, and you can unmute yourself. We can go to that as well. So let's, go with Shobhana. Shobhana, you have a hand raised. So let's hear from you. You unmute yourself and tell us, what is it that you would like to ask? Yeah, Shobhana?
I have a question. In that bowl, you can put onions and tomatoes too, right?
Yes, yes, you can. So all the vegetables that you like, some people like sweeter side, they use the carrots also, and then bell peppers too. So it's you can add asparagus because that's in seasonal.
Okay.
Anything, many things.
Potato, little bit of potato is okay too, right?
Potato, potatoes
Just
are
potato.
mostly, genetically modified. I really like only red potatoes, maybe organic red potatoes or like a finger shaped potatoes. They are not genetically modified as much, but regular potatoes are quite a bit of modified. So I don't recommend potatoes as much other than organic red potatoes.
Okay. Thank
So,
But
next,
that increases the carb, that takes away carb balance though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
so
you.
you have to put very few.
thank you. So the next question is for Gayatri, and it says, can we use black olives?
Sure. Yeah, this is a chutney. Chutney is used to improve the digestion. So whether it is cilantro chutney, whether it's mint chutney, whether it is garlic chutney, this is a version that I have added with the olives. So you can either add a red or you can add green, no problem at all. Both, whether it is red or green, both of the olives are heating for the body. So make sure you add enough, coriander leaves or cilantro, or you also add enough coconut to balance that. A recipe must have all 6 tastes: sweet, sour, salty, bitter, astringent, and pungent. So that will make you digest it better. So you can either use green or black olives, no problem. But green olives gives you more flavor than black olives. I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, I think if there's anything else, we'll get back to you on the same point. I think you covered it well. So let's go to the next question. Um, for Gayatri, this question is, are the olives fresh off the trees or store or procured from the store, which is you buy and then you cure and pickled olives? So what kind of olive is this?
I used already cured olives, store-bought olives. So in this day and world, it is very hard to get the fresh ones. But I sometimes do get the not very fresh, but cured olives from farmers market as much as possible, so that you get less processed. And if you have olives fresh, you can get it. Please go ahead and do it, but cure it properly for the better flavor and taste. Otherwise, store-bought is good enough.
Thank you. Thank you. So, regarding your, what you prepared today, and in terms of consumption, I mean, if there's any combo that you could suggest that would go with your chutney? I think there are a lot of combination, right? And this is something that we can share with some of the participants who have not been able to attend today, because we are definitely going to put in a video, right? So we would definitely like people who couldn't make it today to also watch this, entire episode that we are presenting today. So I think for the current participants and also for those who couldn't make it, if you could suggest what are some of the things that can go. It's a very unique product that you talked about. So what are some of the combinations that can go with it, particularly in this season? If you could explain, that would be very helpful.
Sure, the chutney, the combination of right now olive, garlic, and curry leaves with chilies and all, it is really mouth-watering and very good digestive. So what you can do is that use very minimum of this chutney, maybe a maximum a tablespoon per meal. And if you use that, you can add it on top of quinoa, well-cooked quinoa. Quinoa is very bland. People complain in my consultations is that I hate quinoa because there is no taste to it. Or, so you add a tablespoon of this chutney on top of your quinoa will taste very good and very, like Indian way of saying, very chatpata. And you can add it, it goes very well with the chapati or roti or naan or whatever you are doing. Well, goes well with the rice and plain dal. If you are eating a brown rice with a little bit of moong dal, which is kind of sometimes bland, a little bit of this chutney is used like a pickle to enhance the taste. And also, just by looking at the chutney, your mouth will be watering. It is the first form of digestion for you there. And then in the stomach also, it will help you digest the food faster and better. So whether it is rice, whether it is chapati, whether it is roti, or whether it is quinoa or cooked couscous, you can add this chutney on top of even bale to enhance the flavor. Or you can use it on a sandwich, for example. If you want to make a sandwich on a rye toast or a whole wheat or whole, oats toast, it'll enhance the flavor of the toast.
That's very versatile. That's very versatile. Yeah. So anything on the immunity boosting part of it that you would like to add? You touched upon it, but I think, obviously you didn't have enough time to explain. But
I was looking at the time. Yes.
I know. So we wanted to make sure, because I was also looking at the questions and so on. I think there are some very interesting things that you do, and you have a clinic where you also help people to gain immunity by a whole lot of processes. So what is the immunity boosting aspect of this olive chutney that you presented today?
Sure. That is what I do, and I've been doing it for more than 28 years here at the clinic, is that day to day see patients with how I can improve their everyday meals so that their food will give them more immunity or get enough nutrition. That is one part, but at the second part is, if you are giving also a very highly nutritious food, you need to make sure that they absorb it. You need to make sure that they digest it. To do that, this chutney is ideal because one of the main ingredient, cooling coconut. Coconut is also medium chain triglyceride. It is very easy to digest and also very good for immune boosting, antimicrobial, it's very good for immune boosting and easy to digest fat. And that is one thing. The second thing is that garlic, that it's a universal that for any kind of cold, immune, lung issue, you use garlic for boosting your immunity. The third one is that olives, if you read about it, it's a very high source of antioxidants, and not only that, it is very good source of vitamin E, vitamin K, and all of that. It is used for heart health, immunity, osteoporosis, and also to fight the cancer. That is the reason nowadays it's famous that, the Mediterranean diet is very in thing. So with all of that, of course, it enhances the digestion, and also each and every ingredient is very good for boosting your immune system nowadays with all the COVID-19 is going on.
Thank you. So Anita, any mantra that you would like to add to what you covered during your presentation that South Asia Art Center do, and what you have been learning over your huge experience that you gained while in South Asia Art Center? So let's hear some other mantra that you would like to present to the participants today.
So mantra, I already talked about mantras for the all MEDS. What I would like to add to what I said earlier is, often when people think of lifestyle, it's like the diet and exercise is what's on their mind. But consider yourself as, riding a bicycle, which has two wheels, and one wheel is diet, one wheel is exercise. And when you're riding the bike, you're constantly, kind of balancing with the diet and exercise to be healthy. But when you add those two training wheels of meditation and exercise, the ride becomes more smoother, it's more balanced, and it becomes easy. So so that's what we talk to people about.
Right. And alternately, the plate method that you just presented, how people are using this and any, because, you've been working with so many members, you have a huge following. So can you give us some examples of some results or how people have benefited from this, and how do you interact with them? How do you track these people? That would be useful so that, people
Sure. So as
they can really, get the benefit very clearly, and your learnings from there. Yeah.
Yeah, so we are seeing good results. We see that 68% of our participants have improved their vegetable intake. Traditionally, like when you think of a thali, thali, when we go outside, then you see that at the center of the thali is like the grain mainly, right? Rice, roti, whatever, and then all the other condiments go around like the ornament. Maybe our ancestors were eating that way in the past, but their lifestyle was very different than our sedentary lifestyle in the currently that most of us have. So in the current lifestyle, that plate needs to change to more greens than grains. So when we work with people, sometimes their diet currently may be more grains heavy, but then slowly by increasing the proportion of vegetable, and so the concentration is more on increasing vegetables, and as a result, our tummy can only hold so much food. So they automatically reduce the grain intake. And then we are seeing good results for that, as well as through this MEDS, we are also seeing good results in decreased hemoglobin A1C. About 60+% of the people, the hemoglobin A1C does go down. And sometimes, when people come to us, they come to us and they engage and then they go away, and then few years down the line, sometimes when we all know these days that, what is good for us, there is enough information on the internet, but that monthly, weekly coaching really, really helps people to make the baby step goals. So if I'm exercising only 2 days, or if I'm not able to eat by plate method, then my initial first goal may be just, if I'm eating a cup of rice, to reduce 2 tablespoons and then keep the rest of the meal same, and then slowly build up upon through the year, and then it becomes easier for people to follow that.
Thank you, Anita. This is useful because, good to know how people are benefit out of it, and what are the possible substitute that can be there in the plate based on, certain categories of lifestyle. Now, this is useful. Thanks for this addition. Veena, it's like very open to you. We have good time for you to, just, cover all those items that you couldn't. And also, you also did the CWC food project. So you might even like to share some of the things, initiatives that, we are planning, including how we are, planning to work with vendors. And if there's somebody who like to have any question for our food project, what we are doing, if anybody wants to volunteer on the food project, you can put your thing in the chat box. We'll get in touch with you. You already have our email, and I'll put the email also in the chat box. So just let us know if you want to associate with us in this food project, volunteer, help us, or give us your ideas on that. That would be wonderful. So Veena, over to you. Let's hear your perspective and also your plans.
So it was fun. It was fun today to find the recipes and all that. But I miss doctors too. Normally we have some doctors on this panel to, whatever we are doing, and, they talk about things like that. So that's one thing.
Today we wanted more, food, so that, we have more food time. And also wanted to, South Asia Heart Center, we are having the first time. They have been doing a lot of work. So we wanted to have a combination where we thought, well, let the doctors be observer and then we'll bring them back. By the way, since you're talking about it, Gayatri is also going to be there on Sunday. It's a very interesting program.
Saturday.
Saturday. Thanks for correcting. Saturday, 27th. It's a full house. We expecting more than 100 people. So it's going to be very soon full house. So please register for this event. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the chat box a link which has the calendar, and you can actually use that link and register. straight away from the calendar. Okay, so it's on 27th June, Saturday, starting from 6:30, 1 hour session. And we are going to talk about microbiome, gut microbiome. So there are two doctors, Dr. Vivek, and we also have Imran Junaid, who's an expert in gut microbiome. And also, he has been doing a lot of research in this area. And we are looking at both Eastern and Western therapy of gut management in that program. And it's a global event, so it's also good to interact with other participants who come in. So do join us on the 27th. I'll put the link here, and I'll also give you the email address to share your feedback to Veena on the food project, or any of the participants. If you want anything, just let us know. Yeah, over to you, Veena.
So here, as everybody mentioned, diet is just a small portion of lifestyle. We all need to focus more on lifestyle, which includes the diet, exercise, sleep, and stress management, all these things. And also really focusing on non-GMO products. And there is a big governmental initiatives are going on right now. All the schools are getting a lot of good focused on vegetables and fruits and meal planning and all that stuff. At the same time, I'm working on the food project for the CWC to not just the government schools, but my focus is on to the people like us who wants to eat healthy food, and for convenient also, if somebody gets sick, I want to call the restaurant and get the food, but I don't need to get sick with all the food. So when I really need, there is no food that I can get it from the restaurant, or I'm little worried about that food. So we are focusing on like Ethiopian food and the Thai food and Indian vendors.
I think it's Shobha. You have to let you mute her. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Currently, we are working on 3-4 cuisines, and we are working on it. Everybody is excited. Vendors also are excited. So we are probably soon we will launch that, and through our website you can order all these foods. And it's a summertime, exercise a lot and eat a lot of veggies and fruits and stay healthy, and so that you can fight this COVID and not get scared.
Thank you, Veena. I have just put the email address there for you to get in touch with us. And I've also put the link. So you can use that link to go and see the entire events that we have, online session for June and July. And in the calendar, the name of the events are there, and you can click that name itself and it will take you to the registration page. So you can register. So that's there, and also your feedback on that. So let us, anybody, any concluding remark before we close today's session?
So I would recommend that simple diet is very important, because that is what makes our body healthy or unhealthy. Many people have many of the health issues because of the years of not proper diet. So diet of all the things is more than anything. Diet is very, very important. Make sure every single day, simple is that drink hot water to flush out many toxins from your body. There is nothing that you have to buy or anything. You just have to make hot water and drink, and that keeps many of the diseases away and improve your digestion and also improve your metabolism. Why not? So something that I want you to take away from this presentation is that from tomorrow onwards, or from today onwards, start drinking hot water, and make sure every single day you add one food in your diet that you should be proud of, and make sure that your meal is very tasty also. That is very important for digestion. So hot water and one good food, and make sure your food is tasty and healthy. Thank you.
Thank you, Gayatri. So if there are no other questions, we will conclude today's program. So thank you all the panelists and the participants. And we look forward to our future and upcoming sessions. This is more of a very close group where we share some of the learnings of our expert nutritionists and passionate, food enthusiasts who are part of the CWC ecosystem. So I'm glad we could do that. Look forward to having you in future session. Thank you once again. And
Thank
bye.
you.
Have a nice evening.
Thank you, Somji. It was very
Thank
nice
you
of
so
you.
much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank
Tom.
you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.